So recently, we've been getting some drops on the Pokemon Center website. We first got the Prismatic Pokemon Center ETBs that got dropped, and then recently, I think we also got Destined Rivals. So Pokemon Center seems to be doing some restocks here, but evidently, as you can see here, and if you've been online, a lot of people are not able to get anything because there's still hundreds of thousands of people in this virtual queue, and if you're like 500,000th in the line, like you're not going to get anything. So yeah, overall, it's a mess. These restocks honestly don't really mean anything to me because I'm not in these Discord groups. I don't get these notifications. There are so many people with these notifications. There's bots. Just overall, these restocks for me, it doesn't do anything. Like I really think bots, are a big problem now, especially. And according to this post, and there's another post where they talk about the Pokemon Center drops. It seems like possibly these bots may be able to bypass the whole virtual queue system. So I just want to cover some of the stuff about the Pokemon Center drop and some information that came out with it. And this one is very interesting because apparently these bots can bypass the queue. So let's just read. So I guess the title we can see here, exposing the bots bypassing the queue because OP deleted the post after asking mods to not delete it. So here it is. Mods, please don't take this down. It's an important PSA, and I worked hard to get into these circles to get this info to people in the hobby. This is why it's so hard to get PC drops or any drops. This is a select snippet of hundreds of these mass orders with bots on one of the medium-sized servers I'm in. They are able to directly bypass the queue using a module on their bot. I don't know how it works, something with making a direct IP request to the server. Either way, the queue does not slow bots down even in the slightest, and it seems TPCI is completely unaware of the issue. It only removes many of your chances of ever getting a drop. What can be done about this? Well, first, bringing light to it and recognizing the issue is hugely important. I'm sure at least one TPCI rep is in here, and we'll see that there is a direct vulnerability. Perhaps they care, perhaps they don't. Either way, it's important that the average collector sees this and knows the info. I personally have sent in a report to TPCI. I doubt it will do anything, but sometimes companies appreciate knowing security vulnerabilities. So moving on to the next page, you can see here, I guess this is some screenshot of someone saying there's a bypass to get into the website, and this is some screenshot of, I don't know, successful checkout, mode guest fast. I don't know exactly what is showing here. I guess they got 30 of them. Is that what they're trying to show? And then here, I guess they're showing they got 30 of these. I don't know what this is really showing. And then this person, I guess, just showing they got 18 ETBs. I guess this is from their bots, I'm assuming, when they bypass the thing. This person got 15. So it looks like they're in a server where there's people that have bots. So apparently this is a thing where they can bypass the queue. I'm not exactly sure if it's 100%, accurate. I don't know if it's 100% true, but that's what this person's saying. So let's just read some of the comments from this post, and then we'll go on to the next one. So we see here, I got banned when I tried to buy a box. Guess I'm the bot. Beep boop. Yeah, sometimes, it thinks you're a bot because maybe, I don't know, like the whole system, the Pokemon Center, they're like, I feel like their whole like website is ancient. It's pretty bad, and yeah, sometimes it thinks you're, not a real person and you get banned from it. It's kind of dumb. Also, why don't they just do back orders, allow unlimited orders? Okay, I'm not even going to read this whole thing because I already know where this is going. I've talked about it before. You know how many people would buy? There'd be millions of these, products ordered. They're gonna print millions of these. Like, come on. Like it doesn't. The whole thing makes absolutely no sense. I don't understand people who make this argument. You can literally just take 2 seconds to think about it and know it's a terrible idea. Like people don't understand that there's going to be millions of these products being ordered. You think Pokemon is gonna print millions of a specific product just so some people can be satisfied, and they're gonna do this for every single product that gets dropped? Like, it's ridiculous, right? That's not gonna happen. That's not really how this works and how it shouldn't work, because this is not like some small like niche company that can just do I guess make to order stuff. This is a huge multi-billion dollar company, they're not going to do that sort of system. It's too much they're going to have to make. They're going to have to produce too many of these products. It's going to slow down their whole process of everything. And to fulfill all those orders would be, horrendous. It'd be months and months. People will complain. It's a terrible idea. And I guess some people just can't understand that. It does make it hard to stick with the hobby when you are asked to be part of the hordes frothing at the mouth, trying to queue up in a queue of millions whilst bots waltz on through in clean house. A scalper can only survive for so long as there is a genuine collector willing to buy. I find it embarrassing that this is what it's expected of me to order, to have a 10% chance of handling money over for goods to TPCI. It's a complete utter joke. So, I think there's a lot of people out there that are, just regular people buying on the Pokemon Center website. I've talked about it before. There's many people. There's a bunch of bots. There's no real way to quantify and know exactly how many bots there are versus real people. There probably are a good amount of bots, though. It is kind of funny, though, that, people, are complaining about buying from the Pokemon Center website. And obviously, specifically for the, Pokemon Center exclusive products, that's really the only place you can buy them. But still, like, I remember back then there was so much product on the Pokemon Center website that nobody was buying because it was too expensive, because MSRP back then was not a good price. But now, since everything's changed, people want the Pokemon Center website to be, this this easy access website, and they're mad that they can't access it because there are all these scalpers. But back then it was a totally different story. But obviously for the PC products, it's a little bit different. Even back then, they, sometimes used to sell out. Sometimes they didn't. And I guess then, they were easier to get back then. But it is kind of funny how the times have changed with, people buying from Pokemon Center. And now it's like a thing where people say like, buying from Pokemon Center, everyone should be able to buy directly from Pokemon Center. It should be a thing. It shouldn't be this hard. But then back then, it wasn't like that. It's a pretty drastic change. Remove guest checkout and add phone number verification. I guess just adding another barrier. OP had stated that they spent time and money to get into the buy groups that do this, since most of the information is usually kept need to know. They likely were booted or threatened, so they removed the post. Okay, whatever. Curious to know what your upvote percentage is for this post. People are desperate and crazy. Welcome to 2025. Pokemon card guys. Pokemon cards. I hope these people end up with thousands of dollars in stock that they can't move. If they can't move their product, they don't have money to buy more, hopefully. Well, if they're buying Pokemon Center exclusive products, I don't think that's going to be the case. Even for normal products like Deaths and Rivals, I don't think they're going to have a problem moving them. So I think that's sort of a pipe dream. So let's just go into the next post. So this is a very simple one. Just it says how Pokemon Center feels as of late, and you can see here it's just the screen. It's literally like the death screen. Basically, when you see this, you're not going to get in the website. You look at your queue number, which you can inspect your I guess the CAPTCHA, whatever. And I actually today I saw that there was a drop, and I went onto there, and I was like the 300,000th like in line, and I just okay, I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do this. It's probably already sold out. Just whatever. So I saw that and just dipped. But yeah, I mean, once you see this, it's pretty much reps. Been in the queue for 20 minutes, was at around 72,000. Wait, was 150,000. Then it refreshed itself just to put me at 730,000. Wow, that was pretty bad. The queue sometimes messes up. It's pretty bad. At least you didn't error 17 as you click place order. I don't think my order is going to go through. All the queue does is prevent real hobbyists from getting on the website while bots and scalpers bypass it. I guess this person's also talking about the bypass thing. This hobby's so cooked, I don't even try anymore. Just like I said, I don't try either. Like I told you guys, my opinion, I don't know if it's a hot take. I really think this queue system is actually better for the scalpers, especially now that apparently these bots can bypass it. Get rid of this queue system. I know it shows they're trying to do something. Get rid of the queue system and make it a free-for-all like it was back then, because I think people actually had decent success getting lucky with checkouts when everyone could access the website and everything was crashing. I think that's honestly a better option than this virtual queue thing, especially now it seems like there is public information spreading out there that you can bypass the queue. So just wanted to update you guys and talk about this Pokemon Center drops we've gotten recently on Pokemon Center, or Pokemon the company. There are restocking stuff, but it doesn't really matter because most people won't get anything, and all it does is just make people complain online that they can't get anything, talk about bots and how angry they are. Well, guess what? Nothing is going to change until people can't make money, until all these sets we get aren't really good. People are going to keep doing this. There will be a time, I feel like it shouldn't be that far ahead where this sort of stops. Especially Destined Rivals, depending on how that turns out, we could see some sort of, turn, in the market where, if this problem we're having now, it may slowly disappear. We will see though with Destined Rivals, how that goes. But yeah, for the time being, there is still a bunch of scalpers, and yes, there's bots. We all know this, but it just seems like every single time Pokemon Center does a drop and people get angry with the whole, Pikachu screen, people just have to post and, complain about it. We all know they're bots, okay? We all know this. It's just people reiterating that there's bots and complaining, but hey, it's something to talk about, right? So that's all I want to say in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below if you got anything from any of these drops. I really doubt if you don't have any bots, you're probably not getting anything. But hey, maybe the one of those Discords you pay for, maybe they work. I don't know. But that's all I want to say. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.